Right, I'm back now. Hopefully we're a bit better. Hi, sorry about that. Hi Shirley. Hi Roz. Can everybody see me? And can everybody hear me? Hi Liz. That's better. Yes, my phone decided, just because I was doing an ad hoc Facebook Live, that it wouldn't go horizontal. Hi Sue, hope you're well. Hi Jeanette. Thanks everybody for joining me. This is a bit of an off-the-cuff Facebook Live. I came into my room. Hi Olga. Hi. I came into my room and decided my desk was a mess and I needed to make some samples, and I thought, well, I may as well go live. So this could be a disaster. So we'll just have to see what happens. Hi Debbie. Hi Lisa. Hi Jane. Welcome everybody. Thanks for joining me. Hi Shirley. I'm actually going to be using my new release, of course, because I'm excited about the new release. The new release goes on sale tomorrow. Yay! Can't wait. I always look forward to new releases. It never gets boring. It's always... Oh, I'm glad you're well, Sue. At least yesterday's all over and done with now. We can see and hear you. Thanks, Olga. So I'm going to be using my new release. And the idea of this is that I haven't got a clue where I'm going. I'm just using the products on my desk. And I literally have 3 colours of Distress Oxides, a VersaFine, a skeleton leaf, and some texture paste and thread. So we'll have to see where it goes. Thanks very much, Tracy. Hi to both Tracys. Oh, 3 Tracys. Hi, Tracy. Welcome, everybody. Are you looking forward to tomorrow, Becky? So am I. I get ever so excited. I can't help it. So I just want to give something back. Hi, Chris. Welcome. Sorry you missed yesterday's live. Not yesterday's, the day before live, Chris. I did show the A5 stamps and the difference in sizes for you so that you could see the difference. If you need me to do that again, just let me know. So I want to give something back because you're all really good to me and you share all my Facebook Lives, you share my posts, and I just want to say thank you very much. Hi Anne, hi Freya. So I've got a little giveaway. It's a few random bits, so I'll show you what the little giveaway is. I'll try not to rabble and waffle too much. Watching from sunny Mallorca. Oh, how lovely, Gillian. That sounds lovely. Hi Jen. Welcome everybody. So I've got a little giveaway for you. So we'll bring these in. So I've got some Tim Holtz mini hardware pulls and I've got a mini canvas. This is a little giveaway from me just to say thank you for all the shares. Thank you for all your support. And just a thank you really. I just want to give something back. These are all new products. And it's just to say thank you, and I'll draw a random winner next week. So we've got some Tim Holtz pulls. We've got a little canvas. I think it's about 4x4. I've got some Dina Wakley media tape. Hi, Rosanna. And I've got some of these wood pieces, which I love. Let me just put those on my knee. These wood pieces. I'm going to use these in a project, and I thought I'd give some away. Hi, Leslie. Lovely to see you. So I've got 3 of these for you as well. So that's part of the giveaway. I've got some wooden hearts. So the idea is it'll be like a mixed media pack, so you can have lots to play with. I've got 2 Sharpie pens, 1 fine and 1 medium tip, all new. I've got some Hessian ribbon for you. Ciao, Rosanna, ciao. Hi, Nick, welcome. A lovely distraction from the rain. Diane, I am so fed up of the rain. I keep trying to garden and I'm getting nowhere. Hi Nick, hope you're well. I've got a little clay face, which I love. I love these clay faces. So I thought that could be in the giveaway as well. And I've got 2 MDF pieces. And if I find some other little bits, I'll add them to the giveaway. And that's just a thank you from me to say thank you for all your support with everything. So thanks for that. So we'll go back to what we're making, and I'm going to be using my new stamp set, which is stamp set 200. Hi Rox, hope you're well. Thanks everybody for joining me. I thought I'd have about 5 people, to be honest, with it being a quick off the cuff Facebook Live. The clay face is fab, Sandra. I love it. So I'm using my stamp set 200. I thought I'd use the A5 stamps because I'm in love with them. I actually love this new size. Okay, so Robin, hi from Syracuse. I'm hopeless. Oh, you're good, Chris. Thanks ever so much, Chris, for sharing. I hope you don't get in trouble for sharing in different groups. So thanks for that. So we're going to use that stamp set, and I thought, well, I've got my background stamp set as well, stamp set 210. So I thought we'd use that as well. And I thought it's going to be live and mistakes and all. So this is uncut. So no preparation, no nothing. I've literally just got what I've got on my desk. So we'll just see where this takes us. If any of you need to see any of my new stamps from the other day and you didn't see them, just let me know in the messages. I can do that, no problem at all. Oh, thanks, Sandra. So right, so what I'm going to do, I'll be saying right a lot because I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. Can you tell? The only thing that I did do was cut a piece of white card, but I thought I was allowed to do that. Hi, Bev. Welcome, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me. It's a bit of a distraction from being outside in the rain. I've just walked the dogs and absolutely soaking wet. You want to see the new stamps, do you, Chris? Okay, I'll do that at the end if that's okay, Chris, with you. Hi, Lou. Welcome. Hi, Joanne. Oh, thanks, Joanne. Hi, Eve. So this is an off-the-cuff thing, nothing planned. So you might not get something perfect, but we'll just go with the flow. And hope for the best. So this is mistakes and everything, how we all create, just to prove that I'm human and we just go with the flow. Thanks, Chris. Hi, Jane. So these are the three colours I've got on my desk. I have Distress Oxide, Spice Marmalade, Picked Raspberry and Hickory Smoke. Now, the only reason that these are on my desk is I used these on my Facebook Live on Monday and my desk hasn't changed since Monday. Hi, Hazel. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining me. So this is just an off-the-cuff Facebook Live. I will show you the little giveaway that just to say thank you to everybody for sharing. You've all been brilliant and I really do appreciate it. Who wants perfect, Lou? Well, you're not going to get that with me anyway. It's warts and all, I'm afraid, on this Facebook Live. So what I'm going to do, I've got a piece of acetate. Well, it's not actually acetate. I'm cheating. This is off my stamps. It's the packaging off my stamps. So I'm cheating. You're going to watch later, Liz? Okay, then, thank you. And fish splashing around on the lawn. Oh yes, I saw your picture, Liz. Your garden looks fantastic. I'm watching here while my husband is preparing dinner. That's perfect, Yolanda. Husband preparing dinner. What could be better? I said I wasn't going to waffle, didn't I? But I can't help it. When you all join me, I have to have a chat first. So, right, so I've used the packaging because I've got nothing else left here. So we'll just have to go with the flow. So I'm going to add my Distress Oxide to the acetate. And I've got a spray bottle. So I'll spray the acetate with water. And then I'm going to add that to my white card. And this is a 300 GSM. I love the chats as well, Chris. I could just sit and talk actually about my garden and craft. It wouldn't be very interesting for anybody else, but I love just talking. So we just add this to my cardstock. So it's 300 GSM. Now, if you were at home, you wouldn't dry this. You'd let this dry on its own, mainly because when you're using the oxides, if you let them dry on their own, this bit here dries quite dark, which is lovely. So if you can, let them dry on their own in the air without drying them with your heat tool. But obviously I can't do that because you'll be sitting here yawning. So I'll just give that a dry. And I'm going to add a few layers. That's why we need to meet up in Trentham. Exactly. I love my chats. It would be interesting just to talk, would it, Olga? Actually, Olga, if you were on the live as well, we could probably talk for about 3 hours. I don't know whether anybody else had last, but we could probably talk for about 3 hours because I can waffle for England. So now I'm going to use some of the spiced marmalade and I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm a great believer in adding layers rather than just one splodge of colour. I like to add lots of layers. And the idea with that is that if you take your time and add lots of layers, it gives depth to your design. And again, as you can see here, this bit here, where the ink all seeps together, allow that to dry on its own. Don't dry it with the heat tool, and you'll get those lovely deep patches of colour. But as you know, I'm going to dry that. And then I think we'll go back to the, just wipe that, we'll go back to the picked raspberry. Just remember, this is very off the cuff. Hi Else, hi Sam, hi Karen, welcome everybody. So I'm going to go back to the picked raspberry again. Now remember, I said this was going to be half an hour, so I need to hurry up a bit, don't I? So I'm just going to add another layer, and I'm just going to bring some of that colour down here as well, just on this patch here. And I love the layers of colour together. I've just thought, Chris, these are the colours that you like, aren't they? Hi Karen, hi Terry. So I found Tracy live after an early finish at work. Yay, finishing work early, that's brilliant. So when I'm designing at home, hi Abs, welcome. When I'm designing at home, I often spend ages adding layers of colour, and because I'm using a 300 GSM card, it can take that. And normally when I'm at home, this here would be allowed to dry naturally. I don't mind if it's longer. It could end up just me and you, Chris. So this little bit here, I would leave it to dry naturally. So we'll let that dry. So only one more day, and then the new release is live. Yay, can't wait. So looking forward to the live release. So I've got the stencil. So I'm quite happy with those colours. As you can see, I'm useless at holding this up. Hi, is that Henny? Welcome. That's got a nice layers of colour, and I like these darker patches here on the card. I could just leave it like that, Molly. Well, sorry, I could leave it like that, Millie. Do you think I should just leave it like that, and that I can call that Facebook Live done? What do you think? Oh no, I hadn't better. So I've now got stencil 39 on my desk, and to be honest, I have sat him on my desk waiting to go out. Yay, Sue. I can't wait. I just love the excitement of new release. I can't wait. James is waiting on mine. Bless James. So I've now got stencil 39 on my desk, and to be honest, this stencil is never off my desk. It's always on my desk. So that's the reason it's sat here, because I think I use it so many times. So I think what I'll do is, because, oh no, I'm changing my mind. What we're going to do is we're going to add some texture. I've got some texture paste here. So we're going to add some texture, and I'm adding a small amount. We're not going to cover all that colour up. We're just adding a bit of texture, mainly because I like texture on my cards. Don't worry, we won't hide all that colour. We're just adding a bit of texture. So we'll leave it at that, because I said we'd use everything on the desk. Hi Julie. Hi Narupa. Do you know, I'm terrible at pronouncing people's names. I'm absolutely awful. So we'll just give that a dry, because that's a very light layer of texture. I love stencil 39 Freya. I use it all the time. It's one of them stencils that's just, I don't know, it's just so versatile. It's wonderful. And I love how all the products combine and mix together. So just giving that a dry. I'll just reverse my card as well. I've lost my skeleton leaves because I've blown them all over the place, so excuse my hand. Just give that a dry. So now we've got some texture on there, just so that you can see that. One day I might get the hang of holding this up towards the camera, but you can see some texture there, and I love a touchy-feely. Are you trying to craft along, Anne? Oh, that's brilliant. You'll have to show us your results. So that's quite textural. I hope you can hear that. And then I think what we'll do is we'll add some stenciling. So we'll use stencil 39, and I'm going to add the colour direct to the stencil. So that's the picked raspberry. I'll just get some kitchen roll. Hi Narupa, hope you're well. So I'm going to spritz that with water. And then let's just move that away and then bring this back in camera. And then I'm going to place this stencil that I've wet. I think I'll wet it a bit more, excuse me. And then I'm going to place that down onto the texture. And we'll just give that a dab. Hi Jessica from the Netherlands, welcome. Thanks everybody for joining me, especially when it's so off the cuff. I really appreciate you joining me. So there we have hopefully got a bit of yes we have. And you could obviously use the rest of the ink on another card, but that gives us another layer. If I hold that up, you can see that we've got another layer there to our card. And because we're using 300 GSM, it really can take the battering with the water and everything. And I do like to let the ink sit a little bit, because you get these darker patches if you let the ink sit. The darker patches on the circle always look really good. So I like doing that. Thanks Sue, thanks Rox. So I'm just going to give that a dry. And then with these pieces of kitchen roll, you could actually use them in your card because they do look nice, those pieces of kitchen roll. Where's my stamp gone? So we're now going to use, no actually, we'll use this stamp. Hi Gayla, welcome. Thanks for all the shares, Gayla. Oh, Millie, thank you. So I'm going to use this stamp because I want to add a touch of random stamping in the background. Chesterfield, hi Linda, that's not far from me. I'm between Crewe and Nantwich in Cheshire. The paper I'm using, I'll message you later, Christine, and let you know. So I'm going to use this stamp because I want to add some random stamping, and I'm afraid this one has become an obsession of mine because I can add little touches to the open flowers and I can add little touches to the background, or I can use it as a whole, which I showed you yesterday. You can use it as a whole. It doesn't have to just be used as one little bit. You can use it as a whole. I try very hard to give my bank card a break, but alas, it just never... I don't know what a break is. My husband would love me to take a break on the bank card. I'll have to mention that one to him. So I'm now going to use this one. I've used this one quite a bit. And as you can see, I didn't pull anything out of the plastic. I can't even find the opening, that's how good I am. Such a professional, cannot find the opening in the packaging. That'll do, we'll do that. So I think we'll do some tone on tone, and we'll also do some black as well, because I don't want to have too much dark stamping. So we'll have some tone on tone. I haven't got enough room on my desk. So I'm going to use the Spice Marmalade, still working with those same tones. Hi Ginny, welcome. And I'll lift these up so you can see the layers that I add. Just add some stamping. I will show them you all close up. Just add some stamping randomly to the background. Hopefully I'm still working in camera, because I've got a very bad habit of getting all excited and forgetting that I'm actually live and realising that I'm actually supposed to be showing something. So we'll add some random stamping around the card. I'll lift it up in just a second. I think we'll add some Distress Oxide Hickory Smoke as well. Hi Annie, welcome. Hope the family are okay, Annie. And Eleanor's there. If Eleanor's there, hello Eleanor. Hello to the boys as well. And just had a touch of stamping. So let me just lift that up so you can see the layers. Just so you can see the layers in the card. Hi Ollie, welcome. Sometimes it's a worry, Sandra, because when you're doing Facebook Lives, there are only so many techniques. So what I try to do is just show you how I work. There aren't always new techniques. There are ideas how we work, but I don't want you to get bored. That's why sometimes I don't do loads. That's why I don't do loads of Facebook Lives, because I don't want you to get bored of seeing me, really. So it's very difficult to get that happy balance. So I try if I can to at least show you a couple of things, and even if you just pick up one snippet, then that's all that matters. You pick up that one snippet. Hi James, welcome. No problem at all being late. Lovely to have you here. Hi Terry, hi Holly, welcome everybody. So this is just an off-the-cuff Facebook Live, no preparation, no plan, no nothing. It's just me playing along with the products that are on my desk. So it's really just to say that we're all human, we all get the products, and just to show you how I play really, that's all. I won't get bored with your Facebook Lives. Oh, thanks very much everybody. So I think now we'll do a little bit of stamping with the flower. So, she says, we're going to use this stamp, which has now become a favourite. You know how you always have a favourite when you start stamping? Well, every time I make a card, I've got a different favourite. And this at the moment is a favourite of mine. Because you could also do the kissing technique and lots of other things. So I quite like this one. So we're going to use that. So I've got the stamp on my, let's put that on the floor, on my acrylic block. And I think what I'll do is I'll try some tone-on-tone stamping first. I would rather sit and watch you than some I see on the tally. Oh, bless you, Sue. Thanks very much. That's really kind. But I don't take it for granted, because at the end of the day, I'm just a crafter like you are, and I just dabble. And if I can inspire one person to have a go, especially a beginner, then I'm thrilled to bits. So we're literally we're using picked raspberry, and again, tone on tone, so it might not show up at the moment. So I'm just going to stamp that, just tone on tone at the minute. We're going to build up the layers, I think. So you might not see much at the moment. So at the moment, we've got tone on tone. Let's see if I can hold this up to the camera properly. They say practice makes perfect, but I'm not convinced. So there's the first layer. So now we're going to add another layer to our stamping. So what I'm going to do now is, again, applying the same mentality as I've done with my background. I've applied layers to my background, and I'm going to apply layers to my focal image as well. Thanks, Sue. I really appreciate that, truly. I'm now going to apply layers to the focal image, because we think about adding layers to the background, but we don't think about adding layers to the focal image. It doesn't always have to be in black or brown. So we'll carry on with the layers. So this time I'm using my spiced marmalade, and we're going to lay that over the top, but slightly moving it just a touch. Just a touch. Look, I'm moving my piece of paper again. Can you see now? We're building up those layers on the flower. Flowers don't have to be one-dimensional. There's nothing wrong with them being one-dimensional, but it's nice to add layers as well to that flower. So then we'll go back to another pink layer. Let's just remove some of the orange. And we'll add another layer with the stamp. How am I doing for time? Have I had half an hour? Oh, crikey, doesn't the time go quick? So therefore, I'll add another layer. And again, just move your stamp slightly. So we just keep stamping. It's just so that your focal image has also got some depth to that image, so that it's not one-dimensional, so that it's got more depth to it. I hope you can see that in the picture. Sometimes it's very difficult to see in the picture. Hopefully you can see that. We'll just give that a dry, because for those that have never used oxides, distress oxides are a pigment dye fusion, and because of that pigment element, you need to dry them, but it also allows you to emboss with them. Yes, a bump technique, yes Chris, but with stamping rather than with your stencils. So we'll just give that a dry. And then we're not done there. I think we'll add even more layer. Sorry, I always end up taking longer than I say I'm going to. And then what we do is, this time we've got some hickory smoke. So we'll add a light layer, of hickory smoke. And it doesn't matter, if this overpowers it, we can go over again. Let's see what hickory smoke, because this is what it's all about. It's about experimenting. Hi Patricia, welcome. So we're now going to go over with the hickory smoke and stamp with that. It's so lovely to have you all here. You see, I really like that now because that just gives it some dimension. For me personally anyway, it might not be everybody's taste, but for me, that just gives it a touch more dimension, a bit more oomph, if that makes sense. So I quite like that now. I'm quite pleased with that. This is to remind me to order bless Freya. So I quite like that one, so I'm pleased with that. So we'll just give that another dry, because again, we're working with those oxides. Do any of you do this? When I'm using my heat tool, I move it from side to side. I have no idea why I move my heat tool side to side. I need to keep it still. It doesn't dry it anymore if I move it side to side. But I've got a terrible habit of going like this. I can't help myself. So that's now dry. And I think what we'll do is we'll add just a touch more detail. I can't find a thing on this desk now. So what we'll do, we're going to add a tiny bit of detail in there. Just a touch, not much, just a touch. Just to give it a touch more dimension. So we're going to use my background stamp. And I'm just going to put the tiniest, there we go, that will do. Nothing more than that. And some of you may say, well, is that really worth it? But for me, those little touches, let me just lift that up. Those little tiny touches, I do it all the time with my heat gun, Sandra. I'm terrible. Just a tiny touch to make sure that just lifts it all a little bit. So I think what we'll do now is, I've got some skeleton leaves here. I'm going to add my skeleton leaves. Let's just add a touch of colour to them skeleton leaves. I've got these skeleton leaves. I don't know how old they are. I can't tell you. Their age is old. But I refuse to bin them. I'm not binning them. So I'm going to add a touch of colour to my skeleton leaves, just so that they coordinate with everything that I'm doing. So it looks like, even though I haven't planned it, it looks like I'm thinking about it. We're bluffing it really. So just add a touch of colour. These are just cream skeleton leaves, which I'm going to add here. And I'm going to staple those in place. Dinner's ready. I'll watch the end later. Okay, Yolanda, thanks very much. See you soon. Hi, Virginie. Welcome. Bonjour. Ça va bien? Do you know, I haven't got a clue. I hope I'm saying what I'm supposed to be saying. So I'm going to now staple that in place. Like so. And I've got a bit of text here. So I'm going to add that. It is lovely. I love our craft art. Well, I don't know whether it's back in fashion, Anne, but never mind. It doesn't matter whether they're back in fashion, eh? So the thing is, I just don't like throwing anything away. And sometimes it's surprising. I'm eating my dinner whilst watching. Oh, have you got anything nice, Sandra? Anything nice to eat? It's lovely to see you, Virginia. Lovely French accent. Perfect. Parfait. My French accent leaves something to be desired. That's all I'm saying. So I've got these pages here, and I thought we'd add a touch of text just to our page. I bet I'm putting my hand in the way now. I am, aren't I? So I've definitely got adhesive here somewhere. Mind my head, folks. I'm putting my head in the way just to find my adhesive. So we're just going to add some of this. Now you could add any book pages, any scraps. Hi Lynn, welcome. I don't want to cover this grey up, this grey stamping that I quite like here. And I haven't put enough glue on there. Let me just put a touch more glue. And it looks like I'm going over the half an hour. I'm terribly sorry. I get so engrossed in what I'm doing, the time just vanishes. So if you need to get your teas and everything, So we now add that, and I think we'll add a touch more. Yeah, we'll add that there. I'm talking to myself as well, because when, I don't know about you, but when I create, I talk to myself. So we'll add that there, like so. And I think what we'll do is, it's your little details that create so much beauty. Oh, thanks, Rox. Thanks ever so much. So I need to add them in threes. So I think we'll just add a little bit more, but the tiniest amount. I don't want too much. Just a little bit. I don't want to overpower that flower that's also quite, you know, the flower's not too overpowering. I can show you some more samples, Chris, that you missed on Monday. So I can show you some more samples with the stamps. So there we go. Stick that down. And I think what we'll do is, let's just try a circle of wire. I promise I won't keep you too much longer. All the best people talk to themselves, do they, Lynn? You'll have to tell that my husband, because he's not convinced. He just thinks I'm absolutely loopy. So I'm now creating a circle. And as you can see, I've used silver wire, not my trademark rusty wire, because then it's not too overpowering and it doesn't overpower the focal image. I love adding little touches. What was that? I still have stash in Florida in storage units. Have lived in London for 11 years. Oh, and you can't part with it. So I'm now going to add that there. Yes, I quite like that. Do you ever do that as well? I talk to myself and say, oh yes, I quite like that. Yes, I quite like that. So I'm going to staple that into place. I'm sorry if I'm making you go dizzy by moving the card all over the place, but if I don't move it near me. And I think now we'll add a sentiment. Let's have a look at these sentiments. So these sentiments, what have we got? We've got, be the change that makes the difference, make a difference, do new things every day, begin with small steps, believe in yourself, imagine and love. I think I'll do believe in yourself. Hi Karen, it doesn't matter about being late. You can listen to my waffling later or not. And then, let me see if I've got a little, oh, I cannot find a thing in here. I have, I've got a little acrylic block. So, I now can't see which way my sentiment goes. But as per normal, we'll make it up. So, I just need a scrap of white card. And I think we will have a nice black sentiment, just so that that stands out. I'm now moving away from camera. I'm bringing it all down here like I normally do. I'm terrible. So that's believe in yourself. That's our sentiment. I'm just going to give that a dry because we're using an ink pad that has a very good open time. Yes, it's great using some of the things that we've had for ages, Bev, especially skeleton leaves. I love using the skeleton leaves because it does give a bit of texture. I quite like that. So, no cutter, so we just do this freehand. I'm licking my tongue out now as well. I do that while I'm concentrating. Can't help myself. I've got no cut and dry foam. I don't know whether I can reach any. Just found that. So we'll edge this because we want to edge our sentiment so that it just means that we think about all that. All these stamps, all the new release from AALL&Create is available tomorrow from our stockists. The stockists you can find on the website of AALL&Create. And our stockists are fabulous. They get the products out really quickly to you. So if you can support our stockists, that'd be wonderful. And then we're just going to add this to there. Across the skeleton leaf, which I quite like. The skeleton leaf really does give it a little bit of texture. So I'll lift that up for you just so you can see. I'll hold that down just a second. If you can just see there, so we've got the skeleton leaf, we've got book pages, we've got stenciling, and your card doesn't have to be too difficult. And I think we'll just add some delicate splatters. Hopefully this will work, and we'll just add some delicate ones. Yeah, that's perfect. Nothing too, again, the card hasn't got too much black in, so we don't want to overpower everything with too much black. Black is perfect when you want black, but obviously in this card, the way inspiration has taken me, I don't want too much black. So as you can see, that's our card. And if we just add that to a black mount, that's your card completed. Now, do some of you want to see the new release again? I know Chris does, but I don't want to repeat myself and I don't want to bore you. But that's the card. I hope you've enjoyed that. Just a quick live. I'm heavy-handed with splatters. I am sometimes, Chris. It goes all over the wall. So I'm really good like that. So that's my card, and I've got the new stamps here if you'd like to see them, and I could show you my samples again. I'll just wait to see if some people who didn't see on Monday want to see them. I know Chris wants to see the new releases. And there's a little giveaway. If you want to share, that's great, no problem at all. I would love to see your new pieces. Okay, Gayla, I'll show them. I just wanted to make sure I don't bore everyone. Were you late to the party, Terry? No problem. I just don't want to repeat and bore everybody. So I'll just get my samples. So the new release is available the 13th of June, which is tomorrow. Our wonderful stockists will have them available. They'll actually have them and can post them out. And if you can support our stockists, that would be wonderful. They're absolutely fantastic. And without the stockists, we'd be nowhere. The stockists are fab. They get the goods out really quickly and so helpful. So if you can support our stockists, that would be much appreciated. So I'll do the stamps first, and then I'll do the samples second, if that's okay. And then I'll show you the giveaway, because I'm going to do a little giveaway just to say thank you to everybody. So I hope the card that I made was okay for you. If you've got any questions or you want to see more Facebook Lives, just let me know. I don't go over the top with Facebook Lives because seriously, I just don't want to do too much and it get too boring for you. Right, so my first stamp set, I'm sorry, they're all in the plastic, so I'm going to take them out the plastic. So the first one, Chris, is a border stamp number 205. And with this one, my thinking behind this one is that I want detail in the background. Oh, thanks very much, Rox. Thank you, Karen. Thanks, everybody. Hi, Ginny. Sorry you're a bit late. I've just demoed a card, so I know you've seen the new release. So I'm going through the new release for the ladies that didn't see it on Monday. If you have seen the new release, I do apologise. I have demoed a card which you can perhaps watch on catch up. So with this one, my idea with this one, my thinking is that the background can be used on its own, but it can also be used as a whole. And the idea is that the backgrounds all coordinate with each other with all the designs, but this background can also be stamped in the open flowers. So the open flowers in the other stamps, you can use this background in there as well. And I thought this scribbled, doodled rose type flower would be wonderful watercoloured. I love the watercolouring. Oh, thanks very much, Julie. I really appreciate it. So I thought this would be fab watercoloured. I know some of you are fantastic at watercolouring, and those ladies of you that colour with pencils and things, that would be fabulous. But for those of you that do mixed media backgrounds, I'm really into the open designs because then your mixed media backgrounds show. Why don't I show the stamp, Tracy? Let's get some white card. So the open, is it better? Yeah, it's better that way. So the open background then would look good with the mixed media backgrounds. So I was thinking that. And the sentiments on this one are: create your own happiness, be awesome, make every second count. And one of my favourite ones is another year equals 365 more opportunities. I love that one. I just love that. I'm going to be using that one a lot. So that is stamp set 205. Just plonk these on the floor. And then my next border stamp is border stamp, hi Jane, welcome, is border stamp 206. Border stamp 206. I was really pleased with how this one came out. Sometimes when you do things on pieces of paper, you can't quite work out how they're going to come out. So I'm thrilled with this one because I thought this would be lovely stamped onto fabric. I think that'd be fab stamped onto fabric. And this open flower would look lovely with some of the backgrounds. So you could stamp the background. Where's my background I was using earlier? My background that I've just done in the demo. You could then stamp that in the open flower. So I thought that would be brilliant like that. And again, if you're good at your mixed media backgrounds, that open flower, if you do like a masterboard, you could create a masterboard and then stamp several flowers, and then you've got that masterboard detail underneath the stamp. But I love that. And this, I'll show you some samples as well, just to give you some ideas. But I really love stamp set number 206. But then I'm biased. I'm going to say I love them all, aren't I, really? Then we've got, this is another one, something a bit different. I wanted to do something a bit different than flowers, although flowers will always be a favourite. This is stamp set 209. So I wanted to go for some more powerful images. I love doing masterboards, Gayla. I think they're fantastic. You can just create so much from them. And your stamps, when you stamp onto them, everybody thinks that you've painted them individually and you haven't. It looks really good. And for me, I love this one mainly because the hand, I always think hands are quite a powerful expression on a card. And you could put sentiments like, even if it's a card that you're sending that's for a sad occasion, you could say holding you dear, or holding you close to me. You know, it's quite a powerful image. So I love 209. And 209's also got wings, and it's got this heart, which I thought would be good with glossy accents. You don't know what masterboards are, Sandra? Right, a masterboard, you know when you might have a big piece of card, Sandra. It could be A3, it could be a piece of card. You've got a bigger piece of card and you might braille on it. You might add, like when you're stamping and you're creating backgrounds for a card, you know when you rub off some excess paint, you might put that onto a piece of card. You might put some random stamping onto it. So it ends up a big piece of card with random stamping, random bits of paper, circle marks with paint lids and things like that. You literally create a whole background. And with that background, you either die cut pieces out or you stamp your flower onto your masterboard and cut it out. And that way, your flower looks like you've painted the background even though you haven't. Does that make sense, Sandra? If not, I can show you a masterboard in Messenger. But it's literally creating a big piece of work and then you break it down into smaller elements or use it with your die cutting, your stamping. And it's a really good way if you're lost for inspiration. Create a masterboard and then do some stamping on your masterboard. Cut it down into card size and you're thinking, you don't have to think about it too much. It's really good fun. So my stamp set 209, and there's a little story behind this. This is actually Olga's hand, this is, and I doodled Olga's hand. So I will always have a piece of Olga in my artwork, close to my heart. But I just think hands are powerful images. There's just something about them for me. So you're very welcome, Sandra. So my next stamp is stamp set 208, and I have got samples for you. I'll try and get through these as quick as possible. So stamp set 208 is like a patchwork. I was thinking again, this would be lovely stamped on fabric, calico, anything like that. ATC card, yes. I love doing masterboards for ATCs as well. That's true, Dana. That's a good point. But this one I thought would be good on fabric, but also these stamps all line up. So you line these stamps up and you create a background. And the idea of all these backgrounds is they coordinate, well, 4 of them coordinate with my other stamps. and they coordinate with all the stamps that I've had in previous releases, so you can use them with that. And there's also new images as well. And we've got some sentiments: laugh, love, smile, create with passion, life is all about balance, don't we know it, and make time for yourself. So listen at me, if I only practice what I preached. So I'm loving these because you can literally build the backgrounds up. They all line up together, so you can make a patchwork. So for those ladies that like a fabric kind of look, that would look really well for that. That was my thinking behind that anyway, is that you line them all up, you create backgrounds, or you can use them individually. So I'll show you some samples with those. Gosh, I can waffle for England, I've decided. Stamp set 213. This is called Flourishing Vase. And there's a story behind all of them. The idea behind this one is that the vase can be used with all the flowers, but also you can use it with these flowers. I obviously don't want to just give you a vase on a stamp set. I need to give you more than that to make it money's worth for you. And the idea behind these flowers is that you can create the half flowers, or if you turn them round, you can stamp underneath and create a whole flower. Does that make sense? So you stamp one way, turn it round and stamp the other way, and it lines up perfectly, and then you make a whole flower, just so that you get more for your money. And again, some sentiments which say imagination has no limit, and I'm a great believer in that. Take time to enjoy the little things, and today is a new beginning. So I hope you like that one as much as I do. I'll show you some samples with that one as well. So that's stamp set 213. And then we've got the stamp set that we've just used, which is stamp set 200. And I have to say, I know you must be bored of me saying it, but I adore the A5 size, mainly because it just gives you perspective when you're stamping with the smallest flowered images combined with the A5 stamped images as well. I'll just get the other stamp so you can see a difference. So this is stamp set 200, and I think I read the sentiments out, but I'll read them out anyway. Be the change that makes the difference. Make a difference. Do new things every day. Imagine, love, believe in yourself. Begin with small steps. So the sentiments on that one. Oh, thanks, Ross. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. I really do appreciate it. So that's stamp set 200. And then a firm favourite for me is stamp set 199. Now, 199 coordinates beautifully with the previous release, well, one of the previous releases, stamp set 140. So stamp set 199 combines beautiful with what stamp set 140. And I'll just pull this stamp set out for Chris so she can see the difference in size. So Chris, I hope you can see that. That flower is the A6 and that is the bigger size. And when you stamp them, they look fantastic together, especially when you do your masterboards or you add text, especially the background stamp that I used. My background stamp, which is lost under everything. This background stamp, which I can't find my background stamp anywhere now. Don't know where I've put it because I've dumped everything on the floor. So, yes, so this background stamp. So this is another one of my releases. The A6 release is the background stamp. And this stamp goes beautifully with these because you can stamp these in the background. And the different sizes, we always think about, you know, getting our colours right, getting our balance right, getting our composition right. So this just gives you a comparison on the sizes. There's also new flowers on there as well. This one, all the sentiments are new. This is new. And these two flowers are bigger. So I love that. Sorry, James. Why are you sorry? So I love that one. So I'll show you some samples now, hopefully to give you some inspiration. So here's the first one. And this uses my border stamp. And this has got the background stamp in there, which is added here with a H here. So I use this background stamp all the time. This uses the border stamp and the A6 stamp. So I like using them all together. So you can use it like this. 199, I think. Poor James, bless him. So I really do appreciate it. Thanks, James. And thanks everybody for supporting our stockists. We really do appreciate it. So here, I've used the stamps like this, but you could create a patchwork that would create a whole background. But I've even used the stamp, my background stamp, just in the background with little touches. So that's my first sample. I've then used that border stamp that I mentioned before, which is now in a pile somewhere. So let me show that background. So that uses that stamp, 206. So I love the background element to it. So, and I've used pencils here just to prove that you can do a clean and simple card as well with your pencil crayons. It doesn't have to be anything overcomplicated. For those ladies that don't like the complicated look, then it shows. And I love the size of this flower. The flower's a lovely size, nice and open, and it gives you, you know, sort of lots of scope for adding detail within there. Thanks very much, Leslie. Thank you. I want to do a card making class, Karen. I really do. I love cards. So I'll put that there. Not much longer, ladies, I promise. This is with the stamp set Flourishing Vase. And this one I've used, it proves that you can use the older stencils with the new release. And I like to add lots of texture. So we've got some wire there. And we've got the flowers and the book pages. So I quite like that one. This is becoming one that I use quite frequently. And it actually looks really nice in a monochromatic, you know, sort of black and white. Looks very classy in that. So that's my third sample. I promise you there's not too many samples. I'm missing one of me. Oh, I aren't, no. This is the hand image that's becoming a firm favourite. I'm really pleased with how this one turned out on an artist trading coin. I was quite happy with that one. And can you see that background stamp again? I'll definitely tell you, Ginny, because it'd be lovely to spend the day with you again. So that one uses an artist trading card and it uses the background stamp. And I just think that hand is a really powerful image. There's just something about it. I just love it. And it's got a little heart dangling from that. So I was quite pleased with that card. And it takes a lot for me to be pleased with my own card. So I was quite pleased with that one. And then we've got another one with the hand. You don't have to use colour all the time. You can use monochromatic. You can keep it vintage tones. So it doesn't have to be colourful. I know we all like our colourful makes, but there are some ladies like me that love our vintage makes as well. My iPad has taken a long time to catch up. You're a couple of minutes behind me for some reason. I don't know why. Hopefully you can see this one because my iPad seems to have frozen. Just bear with me a second, ladies. I'm just going to go out and... I'm still here. Are you still? It keeps freezing. I think my signal's come back now. Are you still there? It's frozen, but I think it's going again. Oh, don't you just love technology? I'll talk a bit quicker. I'm back. Thanks, James. So I presume it's frozen. I'm just going to carry on talking because I can see from my camera. I've just refreshed the screen, so hopefully I'm back now. Oh, technology. I'll talk a bit quicker. So this is the vintage one with the hand. Thanks very much for staying with me, folks. Thank you. I should have stopped and not gone on for an hour. So that's my vintage one with my hands, and I can still see it's still freezing on my iPad, but it's still going. So I'll now bring in another sample. This is the one with the hexagons. So if I just stand up, I can see your comments because my iPad's frozen. So I've used the hexagon here, and I've used the flower that I mentioned that and made it into a whole flower. Oh, it's back, I think, yes. So I've also used the hexagon as a pot. I'm hoping it's just going to keep going. I'm out of focus. Oh, I think the signal keeps going, but I'm back again. So I've now got that one. I'm just going to carry on waffling. And that one there I've used as a pot. I've used the hexagon as a terracotta pot, just to give you a different idea. And I'll just go on to one more and then I'll stop the Facebook Live. And here is a project with one of the A5 stamp sets. This A5 stamp set shows you the difference in size, and I'm hoping that it's still going and I've not frozen. So here we've got the bigger flower, and this is what I was saying about a masterboard, Sandra, that the masterboard is the background, all the background elements it shows you. So I hope you can see that. I'm sorry about my Facebook Live freezing. I'll just mention that the new release goes live tomorrow from our stockists. So if you can support our stockists, that would be wonderful. The stockists will have the stamps tomorrow, so you'll be able to order from them. And I'm hoping that you enjoyed the card I made. And if you'd like to share the Facebook Live, that'd be wonderful. I've got a little giveaway. I'll just show you the giveaway that I've got, just quickly, just so you can see it. We've got some Tim Holtz Ideology. We've got some MDF pieces. I've got a little face, some wooden pieces. Oh, thank you. You're all so kind. I've got a little ribbon hessian and a little canvas, and I've got some wooden hearts. So I'll be doing a giveaway just to say thank you to you all for all your support and for all the shares and everything. You've all been wonderful. And thanks very much for staying with me, especially when the screen froze. But I hope you love the new release as much as I've enjoyed creating them. And if you've got any feedback or you want more Facebook Lives, let me know, because I tend to spread them out so that I don't bore you. So you just let me know in the comments. If you've got any questions, I can answer those later. Thanks ever so much, everyone. Thank you. Bye.